But let's start over there in Conference USA with New Mexico State, a 3-point road favorite at UTEP. This game carries an over-under 47.5 points, and it kicks off Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. I love rivalries. I love rivalry names. This one's got a good one. It's the Battle of I-10. And despite being way out in the middle of, the desert, I'm not going to say nowhere. El Paso's a pretty big city, but in the desert southwest, these schools are actually just 40 minutes apart. I've made that drive before. It follows the U.S.-Mexico border. It's very interesting, very picturesque. I absolutely love the Sun Bowl, one of my favorite venues in all of sports, really, even transcending college football. I'm glad that it's here this year. Their first meeting, way back in 1914. The reason I bring this up is because it was between New Mexico A&M, and I had to check this one, Texas State University of Mines and Metallurgy, now known as UTEP. Look, I'll be upfront. I bet New Mexico State money line earlier on at 3.5, though. I probably lean the other side on UTEP. Look, it's a home dog in a rivalry game. That's always good for leaning the points there at home. I need to know who starts at quarterback for UTEP, though. Cade McConnell, the Brett Favre that they pulled off their bench last week that we all, of course, saw coming. He will be in line to start if Gavin Hardison can't go. That's what Dana Dimmel said. That's all he's given us. I don't know if that means that if Hardison is healthy and suiting up that Hardison starts. I probably wouldn't do that. I'd probably roll with the hot hand right now. But, after that first quarter, as exciting as it was, it did kind of die down. Maybe it was adjustments by FIU, but it looked to me like UTEP could have just continued slinging it down the field. I don't think FIU had the defensive backs to keep up with them. McConnell started 5 for 5 for $175 in the first quarter, and then he had 87 passing yards on just 6 completions the rest of the way. He had a couple of throws that should have been interceptions that he got away with as well. Maybe it was Dimmel's choice to go conservative. That really wouldn't surprise me if that was a choice there. On the other side, Diego Pavia, one of my favorite players to talk about. He has 4 straight games of 70 or more yards rushing. 3 of those went for 95 plus, and he's had a run of at least 40 yards in each of the last 3 games. Not really actionable, but I thought that was interesting anyway. And then on the defensive front, UTEP actually has a really nasty pass rush duo. Maurice Westmoreland and Praise, I had to go up and look up the pronunciation of this, and I'm still going to get it wrong. Amahalui? I'm messing that. I'm so sorry. He's a beast. I should know how to pronounce that name. It's a difficult one. They're 2 of the top 3 in terms of pass rush win weights in Conference USA, and Westmoreland leads the conference in sacks with 5. Really, the entire front 4 is very effective this year. They have almost a 10% sack rate, which is 13 nationally. And if UTEP hits those explosives early on again, look, they're in business. If they even attempt those.
Brett, listen, you should know by now, week 8 here, I can't help you on the names, man. I give you credit for trying. I roll with it. It sounds good to me. I don't get that deep with the names, but I am always down for rivalry games in college football. That's what we have here, as you mentioned. This one has a watchability score of 3.4. Again, that's on a scale of 0 to 10. My numbers have this as a pick'em, though, Brett. It's a 51% win expectancy for New Mexico State on the road. At 4-3 overall and 2-1 in Conference USA play, this is the best New Mexico State's resume has looked all season. Better this week than it has any previous week coming into a new set of games. And with a power rating of minus 12.6 and corresponding ranking of number 113, this is the best the Aggies have been in the predictive numbers as well. So they're still below FBS average. They're still below number 100 in the power ratings, but this is the best the Aggies have been all year in the view of the model. The Aggies offense is currently ranked a season high number 62. The defense, though, is a dreadful number 124, Brett. That is bottom 10 in the FBS. UTEP snapped a 4-game losing streak with a 27-14 win at FIU last week. The Miners are currently power rated number 119. They have the number 107 defense, the number 117 offense. Everything's in the 100s, man. Like this isn't high quality, but it should be competitive at least with the pick'em line that I have. The offenses should have the advantage on both sides in this one, but it's the New Mexico State offense that is by far the best unit in this game, and I think that could be the difference. With a win, New Mexico State's chances to reach the Conference USA Championship game rise to 19%, but that is still a far cry behind Liberty at 98% and Western at 81%. So bottom line, I have it as a pick'em, Brett, 51% win expectancy for New Mexico State.
Oh, you talk about Liberty. A little peek behind the curtain. We're recording this on Tuesday night, and they're actually currently in a good fight with Middle Tennessee right now. Big shootout.
They are.
Do you think, just off the top of your head, do you think that will have big implications, or probably not, because we're still looking at probably, an expected 11-1 Liberty team?
Yeah, so if I go to the conference championship or the team dashboard leverage page, even with Liberty losing, if they were to lose in this game against Middle Tennessee, I still have their chances to make the Conference USA Championship game at 88%. Now, that's driven largely by the fact that their power rating hasn't been adjusted. And so if, they lose this game and they look bad doing it, their power rating will fall, and therefore their chance to win these games down the stretch will fall as well. But they're still going to be one of, if not the favorite to make or to be the host of the Conference USA Championship game, even if they drop this game by my numbers as things stand.
Sure, and that's not actionable. Tomorrow people will know exactly what happened with this game. In an hour and a half, people know what happened with this game. So we'll move on with that. But I do like the home dog with the points and a rivalry at this juncture. So I'll probably take UTEP with the points at or above +3. If you're getting below +3, I'd look for the best money line offer on New Mexico State.